papena padma patram ivam bhasa, right? Ivam bhasa.
Right.
So the word is ivam bhasa, padma patram, ivam bhasa.
Right. So Padma Patram. No, actually, this this is a samasa. Samasa. So even though I said there are three words are forming one word here. So Padma Patram Ivambasa is one word. Okay. So that's a samasa. Padma Patram Iva and then Ambasa. It's one word. Samasa. Okay. So like that. Like that. That example.
Ambasa meaning?
Ambas is water.
Water.
Water. Ambas is water. So Dakshinamurti Stotram. Bhurambham Syanalo Nilombaram Maharnatho Himam Shufpuma. So Bhuhu Ambhamsi. Ambhamsi means Apaha Jalam. So that is water. Ambas means water. So just like, so it's a very unique way, peculiar way in Sanskrit, where they give examples and they make it into a samasa, into one word, and then cryptic. It seems very cryptic, is it not? Padma Patram Ivam Basa. So, yeah, Rameshji, Bhagyaji, go ahead.
When he says here Atma Shuddhi, is it like a self-realization or Bhava Shuddhi?
Yeah, it is Bhava Shuddhi. It is Bhava Shuddhi.
Oh, it is Bhava Shuddhi, not self. I thought self-realization is like Atma Shuddhi, right?
No, not the way Krishna is presenting it. So because he doesn't talk about knowledge in this loka. And so Atma Shuddhi, you get by that attitude will give you Atma Shuddhi. Moksha can come only by knowledge. Okay. Atma Shuddhi is not moksha. Therefore, Atma Shuddhi dwara mokshaha. Jnanena mokshaha. Correct?
Yes.
Therefore, here Karma Yogi is described. Yoginaha, he says. So Karma Yoginaha, Atma Shuddhihi prapnuvanti. They gain Atma Shuddhihi. Okay. And so all along we've been talking about this. Now Krishna is explicit. He's saying that Karma Yoga gives you Antakarana Shuddhi, which means I am to a large extent free from the spell of ragas and dveshas, which is almost moksha. So it is almost moksha. Why? Because now I'm almost free. Okay? Because nothing can really shake me. But then knowledge, jnanena, then I'm completely free. Jnanena. Okay. So by the knowledge that I am a karta and Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, and then that Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, all these things are there, right? So here those things need not come into play. Aham Brahmasmi doesn't come into play here. Because that attitude is enough for me to gain the benefits of the Karma Yoga. Correct?
Dhanyawad.
Yeah.
Namaste, Guruji.
Yeah, Sudhaji, go ahead.
In the 11th shloka, Kayena Manasa Buddhya, Vachika Karma also gets included, is it?
Yeah, it will get included. It will get included. All actions, essentially all actions. It's an interesting way that he should say that. Kayena vacha manasendriyedva buddhyatmana va prakute svabhavat. Yeah. Vacha also included. Vacha included. You can put it as part of kaya. Yeah. Or indriyahi. No, it goes with indriyahi. Why it goes with indriyahi?
Vag is also Indriya.
Yeah, Vag is an Indriya. What kind of Indriya it is?
Jnanendriya. Karmendriya.
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 Vak Panipada. It's an organ of action. Sense organs receive data. Vak, we bless others with our words, right? So, correct. It comes as part of Indriya. Good. Yeah, Anirudhji, go ahead.
Guruji, so we are Karma Yogi, offer all actions, results of action, Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. Now, in a typical, let's say, human being's life, when you're doing the action, you are not thinking about Ishvara as such, or you're far away from that. You're probably engrossed, you're probably undergoing stresses or strains of getting something, or so how does one then realize Ishvara Arpana Buddhi? You are doing some things, you are continuing, in your daily grind, so to speak, or as they say. How does then one come back into it? What are the tools available to me, for example, to be able to say, you know what, I didn't say Ishvara Arpana Buddhi then, but yeah, things like that.
Right. Yeah. So all the tools that are available to us. So which starts with puja, which starts with
okay.
Parayanam, which starts with listening to talk, Shravanam Mananam, Vijyasanam, and Parayanam, and associating with people who think like this. Okay, all this we have to bring together. So it comes slowly, it grows slowly into you, and so the grind has to be converted to this is to be done by me. The word grind. Today it is a grind. Today, right now it's a grind. Now, how am I going to convert this grind into something that I'm doing happily? That is the journey.
Right.
That is the journey. Correct. So that journey comes slowly only. So maybe I take a break, 10 minutes of the grind, 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour.
Okay.
Maybe I have to look up Bhagavad Gita. Kaye namanasa buddhya kevala irindriya irapi yogina karma kurvanti sangam taktvatma siddhaye. I used to carry this book with me when I used to travel in the bus. And the stress was building. And what do you do? And so then it brings us back. Bring me back. Yeah. Okay, why am I stressed out? Why am I stressed out? Oh, I have a presentation to give. Okay. What will happen?
Right.
They are going to ask me questions. And so the vice president is visiting from Europe. And so I have to do something. I have to do a good job. That's why I'm stressed.
Correct.
Okay. What is the worst thing that will happen? Ask yourself. I used to ask myself that question. What is the worst thing that will happen? Why am I stressed out? Like this, we have to build. And then we have to resort to Bhagavad Gita, because our mind will go off. We'll get caught by that daily grind.
Yes.
We'll get caught up by the daily grind.
Yes.
It's like often break is needed. We have to just cut out at least 1 minute. At least 1 minute, I say.
Yes.
Big difficult regimen and all. We can put our own regimen. We can be as disciplined as we want to. But cut and then say, make a call to somebody. Something. You have to break it. And they say, even you know what they say? I saw a nice, beautiful video. There is a cigarette pack, okay, and then there is a bottle of whiskey. Some liquor is there. There is a bottle, and then there is some meat, and then there are a few things like this, and then there is a cell phone. I think something. There are some 5 or 6 items, and then the question they are asking is, which of these things is the most dangerous thing to you, to your life? Okay, all of these are there in a chair. They have kept it, and he is asking the question: which is the most dangerous thing for you? Is it alcohol? Is it cigarette or what? cigarette smoking is injurious to health. I don't know what kind of warning they have here in India, but in the US they have statutory warning, US, and then cigarette smoking is injurious to health. Anyway, so what is the most damaging to your health? And then one he explains, and then he takes away one at a time. Takes away this, he takes away that. Then nothing is left. And then, yes, you're right, you guessed it right. This chair is the most dangerous thing for you. Because of the daily grind. You're sitting. Today's danger is sitting constantly and not
Right.
getting up is the greatest problem for the human being today. That's what he's saying.
Right.
And so, at least for that sake, we should get up, periodically. So when you get up, then carry the pocket book of Bhagavad Gita with you, do something, and then look up and chant a few slokas. And so we have to develop some techniques. Correct, I agree with you. We have to have some techniques with us periodically. Have a cheat sheet. Write down certain things periodically. When something strikes you, write it down. Write it down in your own language, with your own hand. Keep that cheat sheet with you. That becomes so important. I used to have a lot of cheat sheets. And they used to call cheat sheet in America. I don't know why they say that. I don't like that word. Have a sheet of
Reference.
Huh?
Yes. Reference. Ready reckoner.
Ready reference. Yeah. Your reference, your handwriting, your
Yes.
pen, your pencil written by you. Then it will do magic.
Okay.
Do magic. Yeah. We have to have
Yeah.
that. You're
Yes.
correct. Yeah, Vijayji, go ahead.
Yeah, Guruji, what I was thinking is, we have got that inclination now that we realize, yes, there is something more to life than what we have been engaged so far in life, right? But there's a huge population which still believes that fulfilling desires, and they are able to fulfill it. And sometimes what they dislike also happens. But eventually whatever has to happen will happen in their life also, right? Like in our life also it will happen. But the intensity that we probably get involved in, and the general people who are not into spirituality, that will vary, right? That is where the difference will come, I guess, isn't it? The intensity of anything that you go through. Is that a fair assessment?
So the intensity of anything you go through will reduce, is what you're saying, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be no difference between how others do and how you do things. Even what you do may not change. And your priorities will change. Your priorities will definitely change.
Yes.
And therefore what you do will change. So that is correct. So if you want to state your question, you can restate it.
No, yeah, it's like, because people believe that, yes, if I can fulfill my desires, why not go ahead and fulfill? Life is for enjoyment. So I
Correct.
keep doing what I want to do. I have the capacity to do it. So I keep doing what I want to do. That's one school of thought that people follow.
Right.
But
So
I guess
in the absence of any knowledge, artha and kama. So the human being is essentially a bhokta, an enjoyer.
yes.
Then only karta. I don't want to do anything really. As long if I can enjoy life without doing anything, I'll just
Then
be
more,
like that. Why do anything at all? If somebody cooks and then puts the food in my mouth, hey, that's the greatest thing, right? I don't even have to walk to the kitchen. Okay. This is the tendency, human tendency. Then grow up a little bit, dharma. Then further grow up a little bit, then moksha. Yeah, that's how the journey is.
Yeah.
Jai Kumarji,
Yeah, Bhagyaji.
when you say karma yogi, when he becomes karma yogi, he doesn't need to worry about lot of things, right? Because everything is already there for him. He does his work like Siddha Prajna. Am I right?
So a karma yogi, I will put it differently. A karma yogi has to worry a lot. Why?
Oh. Why?
Karma yogi has to worry a lot because that person has to work on things like Anirudh asked. Grind is there. A lot of work is there to go from grind to accepting what I'm doing without stress. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to go from grind and being seeing myself as a victim to seeing myself as free. Yeah, things will happen the way they should happen. I'm not going to get stressed out by every project report and every meeting with my boss. That's a big thing. I think that itself is a big thing. I think. Don't you all agree? That's a very big thing because our whole life is taken up by the work. And for me, it was a big thing. That was the thing. That was the thing for me. And if I could have a say over the things, over my mind, not say over the outcome. Nobody has a say over the outcome. Outcome, you do your best, and then whatever comes. And so a lot of work is there. So I'm going to change what you said. There's a lot of work. Karma yogi has to perform a lot of, has to do self-assessment, significant, and then tips and tricks periodically, breaking the routine, breaking the habitual thinking.
Yes.
Huh?
Correct.
Thinking. How are we going to break it?
Yes.
The technique is okay. If you don't have any technique, just pick up the book and chant Bhagavad Gita. That is the technique. We don't have to be big geniuses here. You just come up with your own stuff.
Okay.
No, I can't meditate. Don't meditate. That's fine. Chant, you can chant definitely something. I can't do pranayama. Okay, go learn pranayama from somebody. So that's a lot of work, right? So when we are 50 or 60 or 70 to suddenly say go learn pranayama is not easy. A lot of work. So yeah, but karma yoga, that building that attitude is critical before we and of course the study of the shastram goes along, and study of the shastram like this, what we are doing itself does a lot of good. And don't think you have to separately do something. You can continue to study, you can continue to listen. Shravanam itself, some people, all they do is shravanam. They just listen. Whenever they have time, they'll just listen to the Swami. Listen. That itself will do magic. Correct? That's a trick also. You don't call it a trick. That becomes our life, Yeah, Mahesh ji.
I think this is a paradigm shift in thinking, or because we are not changing the result, we are not changing our attempts to do our ambitions, for that matter. It is the how we take the result mentally, or so that it doesn't affect us in a way. Because there is someone, I think it was Sridharan, who was a metro man. He made one comment. Apparently, in the first 15 years of his service, or 12 years of his service, he got transferred 25 times. And in India, in government service, I know this for a fact, transfers are considered punishment, because either you are questioning too much or you are interfering into the local practices, so they transfer. So he said he took it as an opportunity because he could see the whole India by taking that as an opportunity. So to me, that is a paradigm shift in our thinking, whether we take it as a punishment or whether we take it as an opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. It is a paradigm shift. Karma yoga paradigm shift, and then jnana yoga is not a shift in paradigm. It's a discovery of truth. And so that will change things completely. But until then, yeah, we have to reorient ourselves. Correct? Paradigm shift, definitely. So definitely, that's why the karma yoga is not ordinary. Karma yoga vishishyate. Because to come to that point where things happen which I don't like at all. Things happen to me that I don't like at all, that I don't want. How am I going to deal with that? It's very tough. And so the best way is to insulate yourself from what happens to you, and say take it happily. And so that's why this is the likes and dislikes. That whole psychology is just amazing. Otherwise, what happens? I'm constantly pushing my way. I'm going to get it. Yeah, one has to put in sufficient effort and do what is to be done, no doubt. But the attitude doesn't change. If I get what I want, I'm elated. If I don't get what I want, I'm depressed. And this yo-yo, we become a yo-yo. Good, yeah, good points. Any other questions? Okay. So if you have anybody who's presenting.
No, Guruji, we have not got any volunteers so far.
Okay. So who would like to volunteer next class presentation? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, not much. I think you can talk for 3 minutes. Yeah, Anirudh.
Next Monday.
Yeah, great.
I'll do next Monday.
Yeah,
Mahesh,
Mahesh ji.
Wednesday. Mahesh ji, Wednesday?
No, Monday.
Monday, everyone for
I
Monday.
may not be able to join on Wednesday. That's the reason.
Mahesh ji. And then Surendra ji has raised his hand. Who else? That's it.
I'll do Monday.
I'll let Vijay ji know later. Jay Kumar ji, just give me some time.
Okay. So Vijay ji, and afterwards
Moini ji.
Mohini ji. And if you don't say, then I'll have to prepare a list.
Yeah, I think it's
Then we'll start arguing and all that. So
Talking about pressure.
talk about pressure. Yeah, now this is a good opportunity to.
No, Jay Kumarji, it is, we are still, I mean, I'm still in Shravana mode. I'm not in Manana mode. So when you say that you want to talk, I think it's really too much pressure. That's what I think.
So you can elaborate on this in your talk. I am still in Shravana mode. What is the meaning of that? Okay.
Oh.
When you say pressure, what is the meaning of pressure? What causes pressure? All that you can talk about. Thank you.
very
Yeah, Anjali is there. Yeah.
Guruji, I actually have a question about what we were discussing. I don't know if it's too late to ask it. I can wait for next week. About
Yeah, go ahead. You can, we have time.
okay, so I'm thinking about verse 11, and you talked about giving up attachment, and I'm thinking about this, processing it. I'm thinking maybe at a very simplistic level, but I'm thinking about career and what motivates many people into a career path is their passion for a certain thing, right? A certain, like for example, my son was passionate about computers, so he went into that kind of thing. So the passion is there to motivate you into doing your duty, right? So, but then when I read this, I'm understanding that you have to take the emotionality out of the doing of our duty. And so for me, there's a disconnect there. And I don't know if I'm thinking about it too simplistically, but that's my question. I mean,
Yeah.
does it?
So,
Okay.
Sangam Tyaktva, there is not removing emotionality. Okay. Emotionality cannot be removed. Cannot be removed. Krishna cannot say that. What is not possible, Krishna cannot say that. We cannot remove emotions. Okay. So we are having a conversation. We are smiling, we are laughing, we are enjoying, we're thinking. All these things are happening in a life. In life, it's going to happen. So you're going to respond to situations. The mind is meant to express emotions, correct?
Yeah.
So we are not going to change the way organs function. And mind functions in a certain way. Emotions are a big part of our life. And you've seen Swamiji, you've seen our Swamiji. Our Swamiji has emotions or not?
No, he's very funny, very happy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, emotions are there. And pain also. He also said, oh, I've never experienced this kind of pain before. This also he says. So pain is there. But sadness, pain is there, but sadness is not there. That is the key. We have to differentiate pain and sadness. You got to start pulling the two separately, slowly. Pain is a phenomenon in the body.
Right.
Pain. And then sadness. I am sad. I am sad. I am in pain. True statement. I am sad. Yeah, appears true. But should I equate sadness with pain? Pain is not being eliminated. The emotions that go along with the pain are not being eliminated. The problem is sadness. If you question people and ask them what they do, why they are doing things, why are you following your passion? And if you're following your passion, why are you unhappy? You ask them the question. Finally, they'll say, if you ask them, they'll come back to, why are you doing all this? They'll come back to the point, I want to be happy. They'll come back to that. I want to be happy. That's why I'm following my passion. I can't do anything. I have to do only these things. These are the things that drive me in my life, right? So finally, it comes back to this happiness. I'm doing all these things so I can be happy. That is why people who follow their passions can also be depressed, right?
It becomes too much of a burden.
It becomes a burden. How? How come when I'm doing what I like to do, why I'm depressed? So that's the catch-22 there, Anjali. That's the catch-22. So Sangam Tyaktva here means, it doesn't mean don't follow your passion. In fact, you must follow your passions.
Right.
You better follow your passions. Otherwise, life will be even more difficult. More difficult.
Right.
And so, but then emotions, let the emotions come. But this dependence on certain things to work in a certain way. My insistence that things will always work my way. Give up that insistence completely. That's what Krishna is saying. Because you can insist whatever you want, but things will not happen the way you insist. That's what he's saying. That is the purport of Karma Yoga. I can wish for whatever I want, but how it will turn out is anybody's guess, correct?
Okay, so what I hear you saying is that when you're doing something, don't get stuck on a result you think it should be. You allow it to result the way it will.
Correct.
Okay, I get it.
You can definitely plan for what you want, but there's no guarantee that things will work your way.
Yeah. I also heard, like, when you were talking about pain and saying, pain is, in your body, you feel that is definite, but you don't have to be sad about it. You accept it for what it is, rather than attaching the emotion of sadness. Sadness doesn't necessarily have to go. So the meaning you attach to something that's happening to you is also important. That's I'm hearing you saying that also.
Very important. Very important. Only then you can separate sadness from pain.
Yeah. That is very good. I'm gonna think about those two tonight.
Sure.
Very good. Yeah. Thank you.
Guruji, Divya here. Can I also ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I know it is late. Guruji, I understand that, yeah, there is a lot of effort and being a true karma yogi, that is not getting attached by the likes and dislikes and taking everything with prasada buddhi. And so once you maybe reach that stage, I mean, once you become a true karma yogi, and we know that even the jnana yogi, even they have the duties to do, but they won't be able to attach to it. So from karma yogi to jnana yogi, how is the transition like? Why can't a karma yogi transition to a jnana yogi fast, or how is that going to?
Yeah, so we can't define exactly how the transition will happen, right? Because Shravanam, Jnanam is knowledge, knowledge of Atma, being Akarta, knowledge of Brahma, okay, Satyam, etc. That knowledge can happen anytime. Of course, that attitude must be there. Only that attitude will help you get the knowledge. But we can't really say, okay, now is the time I'm a karma yogi. And from now onwards, I'm a karma yogi. All that we can't say. So things will happen. We allow things to happen in its own way. And then the knowledge will strike, clarity will improve, and the knowledge has to take place. And so we can't, put a timeline to that.
No, I was just confused by this karma yogi when you were saying that it is almost moksha, and then you have to become a jnana yogi for the actual moksha, and for that aham brahmasmi, that realization to happen. So just thinking about those lines.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we just say it's almost moksha because that itself frees you up. That's what we mean to a large extent. Because if I'm relatively unaffected by what happens to me, to my family, to my community, to the country, and yet I work hard for the country, for the family, etc. Then you're essentially you're done. Essentially you're done. Then you're essentially you're freed yourself. But ultimate freedom comes from Atma Vidya, right? So that will come. In fact, both go along. In fact, we are doing Shravanam and we are also building our attitude. Both are going at the same time. Both are going at the same time. Each helps the other. Each helps the other.
Okay.
Anjali said, a lot of understanding is needed to separate the sadness and pain.
True.
A lot of understanding. Understanding has to happen at the same time. And so both go hand in hand.
Okay. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Okay, good. So next class we'll have a few presenters. Yeah, we'll stop with that. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanathaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanathaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanathaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. That's it.